ST 47.20, the Patipati Suttas. Now, very often in the suttas you find they have the same title, and so you have Sutta 1, Sutta 2, and so on. Sometimes you have various sets of such suttas with the same title. Yeah? In the Samyutta, you even have themes. For example, in certain such a chapter on the Eightfold Path, you find there are recurring themes, and they can have many suttas in one chapter. No? And it's sometimes regarded as one sutta also, with many cycles. So today the suttas are very short, it's hardly a page. You have 20A, 20B. 20A is Patama Patipati Sutta, the first discourse on the practice. Okay, here abstract now, the practice, as 45.31. Then next page, 20B, you have Dutiya Patipati Sutta, the second discourse on practice, as 45.32. They are both on the Eightfold Path, but there's a slight difference here. In the first sutta, it is on the practice itself, and the second sutta is on the practitioner, the practice and the one doing the practice. Now, these are kind of variations on the theme. The theme here is Eightfold Path. So, the Buddha or the sutta reciter here is giving us a list of items, in this case the Eightfold Path, reminding us what they are in terms of the theory and the practice, or the practice and the practitioner. Okay? So as usual, have a quick check of the top right hand corner. You have the title, the Pali title, Patama Patipati Sutta. Now there is another title here, Magga Patipati Sutta, the discourse on the practice of the path. Right? So Magga here refers to the path, the Eightfold Path. So here the Buddha is showing the wrong practice and the right practice. So a simple answer to the question, how do we know our practice is taught by the Buddha or not? How is it, when is it wrong, when is it right? When it doesn't follow the Eightfold Path, it will be wrong. When it follows the Eightfold Path, it's going to be right. So the sutta goes like this. Originating in Savatthi, Bhikshus, I will teach you regarding the right practice and the wrong practice. Listen now. And what, Bhikshus, is the wrong practice? It is as follows. Okay, here just correct the translation, because this refers to only the practice, so be wrong view. The Pali is miccha ditti. Okay. Now, then wrong thought or wrong intention, miccha sankappa. Okay. Here, thought refers to actually volitional thought, sankappa. Number 3, wrong speech, miccha vacha. So you have wrong speech, wrong action. Wrong actions, miccha kamanta. Wrong livelihood, miccha ajiva. And then 6, 7, 8. Wrong effort, miccha vayama. Wrong mindfulness, miccha sati. And then wrong stillness or wrong concentration, miccha samadhi. This one refers to the samadhi aspect. So 6, 7, 8 is samadhi sikkha. Alright? So here you have the threefold training, sila, samadhi, panya. Okay? Practice of sila refers to practice of the body, and this it starts with 3, 4, 5, and then samadhi sikkha 6, 7, 8, and then panya sikkha 1, 2. Now the question should be asked, why is the Panya put first? The result is last, but in terms of practice, in terms of the path, is put first. Now I will mention that in the next section on right practice. Okay. Look at number 4. And what bhikshus is the right practice? It is as follows. Number 1, right view, samadhi, right thought or right intention, sama sankappa. All right. So right view is placed first. Then right speech, sama vacha, right actions, sama kamanta, right livelihood, sama jiva. So this is some the practice sila, sikha, okay, speech, action, livelihood. If you look at the precepts, you find the 5 precepts. The first is against killing, second against stealing, sexual misconduct, this is of the body, that is of action, and then the 4th precept is about speech. So they are arranged kind of differently in the 5 precepts. And then right effort, sama vayama, right mindfulness, sama sati, right stillness or right concentration, sama samadhi. This is the mental training aspect or samadhi concentration aspect. So see, the Panya Sikha has number 1, comprises number 1, number 2, right view and right thought. Right view defines all the 8 factors. Sometimes they're called factors, or limbs, anga. So it is called the Attanga Magga, okay? Or Attangika Magga. Atta means 8, Anga means factor, limbs. Angika is the adjective. Attangika, okay? Or in full be Aryatangika Magga. The path with the noble path with the 8 kinds or 8 factors, if you like. So right view is put first because right view underlies all the other 7 factors. Ravi, of course, refers to the right way of seeing things. Right thought must have right view also. Okay. Right speech also is based on right view, because if you have wrong view, then your speech also will be wrong. Right action also must be based on right view. Right effort also based on right view. Right mindfulness also is the practice of mindfulness that is based on right view, or the purpose is to gain right view. Right concentration also, the mind must be calm, must be still in the right way for the purpose of right view. So this bhikshus is called right practice. All right. So these are the 8-fold path. The 8 wrong practice, 8 right practice. So notice here, very interesting. You can have wrong mindfulness also. That means you direct your mind the wrong way. In unwholesome things, right? You can also have wrong concentration, because this concentration doesn't make you happy, for example, right? So you have the opposite of this, the right path. You have the wrong path also. You have, for example, the case of jhana practice. Jhana practice, as we know, was used by the Buddha to attain his awakening. The jhana practice was not invented by the Buddha. It is a deep meditation already done even before the Buddha's time. And then you find, even in the Jataka stories, you find stories of people in the past doing this deep meditation. So in fact, if you remember the story of the Bodhisattva seeking wisdom, he went to different teachers and then finally went to these 2 famous teachers, and they taught him formless meditation, right? So he learned up to the 3rd, what they call Formless meditation from Udakaramaputtana, the fourth formless meditation from Alara Kalama. So that completes the four form jhanas and the four formless jhanas, but he still could not find awakening. So those teachers were famous, they were good in their meditation even before the Buddha's time, but they did not awaken. The reason is because they don't have right view. So here, very briefly, what can we say is right view? The hindrance that these early teachers faced was because they held the idea of something permanent, something unchanging, that is like the self, the soul. So because they held this idea, they couldn't progress beyond that, even the highest stage of jhana, because they have this idea of the self, and that kind of held them back. Okay? Their mind is still caught up with this idea that something permanent. So the mind, in other words, is still caught up with an idea. So once he realized that there is no such essence, no such Brahman, no such Atman, no such permanent entity, that's when he began to awaken into true reality. And that's, in simple terms, that is right view. This is the key difference between Buddhism and all the other Buddhisms. Early Buddhism as taught by the Buddha, and other religions. Even other kinds of Buddhism, many of them talk about the soul. They still believe in the soul, for example. Right? And other religions, of course, have their own ideas about the God idea, the souls, and so on. So there is this idea of something permanent. Whereas the Buddha says there's no such thing. If you look around, you can't really, in good sense, think of anything being actually permanent in this world, except philosophically. You can say, the only permanent thing is impermanence itself, right? Okay, that is a way of talking. That is philosophy. So this is the Patama Patipatti Sutta, ST 47.20a. Now next Sutta 47.20b. The Dutiya Patipatti Sutta is very similar, just the wording is slightly different. Now notice here, one version of the title is Dutiya Patipatti Sutta. The second discourse on practice, S45.32. The alternate Pali name is Magga Patipanna Sutta. Okay? Patipanna, the one who has practice, or the one who is practicing, right? So this is the Pali word for practitioner, Patipanna. Remember in our recitation, we say Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, right? Supatipanno. The Sangha comprises of those who have practiced well. Okay? So you can translate as the one who has practiced or the practitioner. Originating in Savatthi. Right, so verse 1, originating in Savatthi. Bhikshus, I will teach you regarding the wrong practitioner and the right practitioner. Listen now. And what bhikshus, or here notice what is the wrong practitioner, not who, okay? In other words, here we're talking about action. Or the one who practices wrongly. Here, bhikshus, a certain person is one with wrong view. Notice the Pali is different. Miccha ditthika. Okay, so the ka ending makes it an adjective. He is one with wrong thought or wrong intention, right? Miccha sankappa. Okay, now sankappa is interesting. You don't have ka at the end, because sankappa can also serve as an adjective. The one with wrong speech, miccha vacha, also can be an adjective. And the rest all the same. There's no ka added in. The one with wrong action, micca kamanta. The one with wrong livelihood, micca ajiva. The one with wrong effort, micca vayama. The one with wrong mindfulness, micca sati. The one with wrong stillness or wrong concentration, micca samadhi. These pictures is called the wrong practitioner. So how do we know whether a person is a true Buddhist or not? If he has wrong view, he's not a true Buddhist, right? So wrong view means believes in a self, in a unchanging self, in a soul, and so on. Section 4. And what bhikshus is the right practitioner, the one who practices rightly? Here bhikshus, a certain person is one with right view. Okay, here again you have the ka ending, samma ditthika. Ditthika, okay? It's just like in the word swastika. No? Swastika comes from the Sanskrit word swasti, Pali is soti, meaning be well, to be well. So in Pali it becomes sotika, one who is well, or something that makes you well. Well in the sense of happy, good. You know? So you have swasti, in Thai is sawadi, same word. Swasti, and then your ka. Swastika is that symbol, ancient symbol of Tetragrammaton, as it is sometimes called, right? And what bhikshus is the right practitioner? Here, bhikshus, a certain person is one with right view, samma ditthika, with right thought or right intention, samma sankappa, one with right speech, samma vacha, one with right action, samma kammanta, one with right livelihood, samma ajiva, one with right effort, samma vayama, one with right mindfulness, samma sati, one with right stillness or right concentration, samma samadhi. This bhikshu is called the right practitioner. So here we have early Buddhism calling itself a path, magga. Why is it called a path? You travel on it, you walk on it. It means you have to make this effort. You have to make the journey. Just as the Buddha made his journey. I mean, if you look at the life of the Buddha, his first journey was when he left home as a young prince around, let's say, 28 years old. So that was his first journey, leaving home, letting go of family life so that he can focus on his search, if you like. Okay, so it's like seeking something. All right. For most of us, when we reach that age, we would be seeking wealth. Okay, so that is a worldly quest. For the Buddha, it is a spiritual quest. So that's the beginning of his journey. Then he went to the two teachers. He did deep meditation. So that's another journey, a kind of meditative journey. But he still couldn't find the answer. So he thought that, well, I have used my mind, I meditated, but still I couldn't find the answer. Maybe now it is, the answer lies in the body. Because those days they have this belief, right? You can do deep meditation, or you can just enjoy life because you have this body and sensual pleasures, so just enjoy it. You know? So if that's the case, then he thought he has to overcome the body. Do not be controlled by the body. So he spent 6 long years torturing the body, depriving himself of food, even the breath. Right? I mean, he took less and less food, so little food until he became so emaciated, so thin. And then he tried to stop his breath. That's the last frontier, if you like, you know, because breath is life itself. You know? So if you stop breath completely, there'll be death. But he managed to stop the breath in a yogic way, in other words, for some time, in terms of meditation. But that only caused a lot of pain and suffering. That didn't help. It didn't free him from suffering. So this is where you have a big difference between what you show people as holiness and what's really inside, in other words. Okay? The difference between a statement and a state. In the Buddha's time, the monks dressed very simply. They renounced the world, so they dressed in very rough robes, red cloth, no particular design, and they shaved their hair because the princess had long, beautiful hair. So the shaving of the hair represents giving up of the lay life. And to have this kind of look shows you renounce the world, in other words. So the monk's robe is not a uniform. It is merely a simple device so that they can live in a decent way to practice. They can live comfortably, to ward off heat and cold, insect bites and so on, so they can practice, right? So it was not a statement, right? Later on, in modern times, you find the Buddhists of different nations have different robes. So you can say, oh, that's a Chinese monk, that's a Korean monk, that's a Thai monk, and so on. So the robe becomes a statement, okay? And then we begin to say, oh, this monk looks saintly. Especially, some people are very moved by age. They see a very old monk with white hair, and then say, oh, this old monk must be an arahat, okay? So that's a very interesting statement, So this is, of course, based on wrong view. If you say someone's an arahat, you must be an arahat yourself, isn't it? So these are things, these are statements. And statements are just words, charisma, if you like, but we don't know the state of the person. So for us, we have to attain that state ourselves. The path leads us to that state, right? So another way of looking at it is the path goes through the jungle. So at one point, the path was lost. All this undergrowth and jungle covered up the path, so people could not find it anymore. Then the Buddha comes along and clears up this path, and we're able to go along this path safely to the jungle without getting lost. And then we reach the ancient city, the Nagara. Okay, so the ancient city represents Nirvana. And then there is a Nagara Sutta which says that in the ancient city you find there are the ancients, that there are the different kinds of saints. The first kind of saint, second kind, third kind, the fourth kind. So there is this there is a path, there's a journey, and then the goal, that is Nirvana. So this is the parable of the path. All right. Now, in some cases, the path is water. The path is a stream, right? So when you go into the stream, or rather you go into the boat that's on the stream, you're called a stream winner. But interestingly, the stream, or rather the boat, doesn't follow the currents to go down into the sea, because then the boat will be lost. Rather, this boat carrying the stream winner goes against the current. Right? So this is a very important term in early Buddhism, against the current. Pati Sota Gami, against the currents of the world. The world goes this way. Right? So this boat goes upstream, again to the ancient city. So you can take the land route or you can take the river route. Right? So it's the path. So these are the two short suttas on the Eightfold Path to reflect on.